La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minas zalimin. Let's unpack this. La. La is the negation that there is no. Essentially, before unpacking it, it's what is the real path towards self-realization or getting to know oneself, or what is spirituality. So this ayat does a pretty good job at, putting you in the right direction. So la ilaha, la is the negation that there is no. Ilaha is anything that is taken as God, something to be worshipped, or at a very deeper level, any reality. Even if that reality is me, ego, or whatever we see in this material world, plants, animals, bodies, humans, this and that, we assume because it looks real, we believe that it is real. It might get a bit deeper here, but I'll explain further. So, la ilaha, there is no God worthy of worship, or there is no reality. Illa anta. Illa is except, anta is you. So, la ilaha illa anta, there is no God except you. Or at a very deeper level, there is no reality except you. Subhanaka. Oh, it's prayer time. So, subhanaka. It's a very deep word. A lot of people say it means pure. It does mean that, but at a very deeper level, it means beyond all illusion. That which transcends all boundaries. What do we mean by boundaries here? It means he is free from thought. He's free from the limited thinking capability of my mind. Whenever you ask someone, what is God? What do you mean by the creator? They will give you concepts, abstract concepts, or any reality. That object is God, or that is God, or energy is God, whatever is God. So he is free from those concepts. He's beyond those concepts. If you lose your memory, what is God to you? Is there a reality behind the concept? Most of the gods created by people are just words, they're concepts from their memory. So it's just memory, and it is dead. Not just dead, it's matter. So their gods are matter. It's not even real. So Subhanaka means he's, free from the limited imagination, from the thinking capability of a human mind. He's beyond that. He's beyond perception. He's beyond any label. He's beyond any names. He cannot be put into words. There's a limitation to human mind that it cannot perceive, in the sense it cannot understand God. It's a bit contradictory and controversial point, but you have to look at it deeply. And in other way, this was a psychological boundary. On a physical boundary, if you look at yourself, you have a boundary from your head to your toe. Inside this body, you can feel emotions, you can feel everything. If something touches on your skin, you can feel that, right? If something hot or fire touches on your skin, you can feel that. So in this body, within this limited area, you can feel and experience everything. What that tree is feeling behind me, what that door is feeling, or what the room, for the wall is feeling, I cannot experience or feel what they are, feeling in their being. So I have a limitation. But he is free from all limitations. So that's what we mean by Subhanaka. He's pure from all defects, all imperfections, all labels, all names, all physical boundaries, and he transcends everything, and he's everywhere. In fact, there is no place where he is not. It is often, it might get a bit deeper here, but I will touch it. There's a concept of space and time. Everything exists in space and time. These are the physical boundaries, or you can say boundaries in which we measure things. Someone existed from 1970 to 2020. So we say, he existed or she existed from here to here. So that's why it's one. And then there is a concept of space. Let's say this bottle exists in space. It has a beginning and it has an end. But what if something does not have a beginning and it does not have an end? What if it transcends the barrier of space and time? And to make it even more deeper, then you should say that space and time is in that. It is in Allah. It is in the Creator. The Creator is not bound by space and time. Right? So I will touch on it after completing the whole translation. So inni kuntu minas zalimin. Indeed, I was among the wrongdoers. Now this prayer is being said in the framing of a servant-lord relationship. But this is not the ultimate goal. This is a bridge that takes you to the ultimate goal. At a very beginner level, everyone is pointing at their fingers outside that he was toxic, my ex was toxic, they were red flags, and people are so bad, and the society's selfish, and my parents were like this, or my friends are like that, or my relatives are bad. If you're just constantly pointing this finger outside, if you still think that all the rest of the people are bad, you are a million miles away from spirituality or real understanding. What this ayat does is, by saying inni kuntu minas zalimin, you point this finger towards yourself and you say, I was among the wrongdoers. And then you start to see where I made mistakes, where I messed up, where it was my fault, where did I lie, where I was not honest, where I betrayed people, where I was selfish, where I did not have self-control. And then you start to take accountability for your actions. You might apologize to some people, you might mend your ways, you might change your approach in the next situation. So it's a blessing when a person starts seeing faults in themselves. And when they start to heal, they begin to, work on the muscles in their brain. Their brain develops, their understanding develops, and then they slowly and gradually become even more capable of understanding that which is hidden. So it is being said from a servant to Lord relationship, because initially you're pointing outwards that everything that is wrong is outside, and then you point this here that I am the one who's wrong. You find faults in yourself, you start fixing yourself, you start analyzing yourself, and then you question, who is myself? Who is this me that I'm trying to fix? So, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka. Now this subhanaka plays a very, interesting role here. Then you come to realize that even the sense of separation, that I am a separate entity and from this universe, was my fault. There is a me inside me. That was my fault. When you start looking at your faults, you develop your capability to look even deeper. So it's a real pain and misfortune for people who don't see faults in themselves. So let's decode this at a very deeper level. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minas zalimin. So in general terms, people say, La ilaha illa anta, there is no God except you, subhanaka, you are pure. Inni kuntu minas zalimin, indeed, I was among the wrongdoers. But if you look at it very deeply, you would see that La ilaha illa anta. There is no reality, even me, even this body. There is no reality except you. Subhanaka. You transcend all boundaries. You are beyond all illusions. Inni kuntu minas zalimin. Indeed, I was among the wrongdoers. Indeed, this sense of separation was my error. This false belief, illusion that I exist, that there is a separate being inside me, or I am a separate being. Other humans, plants, animals, all the objects are other separate beings. This separation is the root cause of suffering. It looks real, just like the double slit experiment. In the presence of an observer, that particle appears as a particle, wave appears as a particle. But if there is no observer, then there is also no particles. It's just a wave. So it's just one being that is manifesting or being expressed in so many different forms. All of this is, the source of it is just one substance. And that is you. And the sense of separation was mine. and the wrong sense of separation was mine. So it's a servant-lord relationship, and then you come to the final realization that there is no separation in this world. If it gets deeper, it's okay. You know, you can reflect more on it, search your answers, and you might also get your conclusions. Take care. Allah Hafiz.